Hey guys, what's up? It's Kira if you're new here, and welcome to my channel. I'm really excited because I'm going to be doing my first ever declutter, and I'm a little all over the place because I actually had different makeup on earlier today. I took it off. I had an appointment with my parents that I had to go to, but then I decided I'm going to take tomorrow off and I'm not going to have makeup on and I'm not going to film. And I was originally planning to do this video tomorrow, but because my mom is working with one of the girls I want to give some of my makeup to, I decided to go ahead and just film this video now. And I'm having rum and Pepsi. Really good. It's okay. I'm almost 24. I can drink. So I'm excited. We are going to be going through my makeup box, which is this. We're going to be going through this, and we are going to be decluttering it. We're going to be recluttering it with new products to try out, and some of it I'm just going to get completely rid of. Alright, so we're going to start with the first little tier up here. Okay, let me go ahead and clear this out. Okay, so I just want to start off by saying I'm not going to get rid of these. These are just some sample cards from Sephora that you can get for like foundations and stuff. This is a backup concealer and a little some stickers I want to use for a Teach Dramas and Scandals video. This is just an eyelash glue. I'm not getting rid of it because I don't have any more. This is just what I use to put my hair up. Of course, I'm not getting rid of that. So I have this stuff. So I have the Wet n Wild Bloomin face mist. It looks like this. I have talked a little bit about this. I'm not really the biggest fan of this. I like the original that comes in the white container. And it's in my cart for my April order for Ulta. So I might be getting another one of these. But just know I don't like the Bloomin one. Okay, so this is the Ioniq Brow Primer and Wax Duo. It has the wax on the one side and it has the spoolie on the other. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this just because I don't notice a difference, to be completely honest. And I have a separate spoolie I can now use, which I'm super excited about. This was a love for so long. It's the Kylie Cosmetics Lip Liner in the shade Bear. I am going to go ahead and swatch it and show you guys, of course. So beautiful, just a really neutral color. I mean, like, look, I use so much of it. I use this literally for every single look. But it's time to get rid of it. It's time to try out some new looks. This is the L'Oreal Believer Brow in the shade Blonde. I'm wearing it today. Of course, I've talked about this also. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's just a very light brow gel, I guess you could say. And it's not really the color I like. I like my brow gels a lot like darker. So I just don't feel like my brows are deep enough for the kind of makeup I go for. And then, of course, this is the LA Colors Brow Tint in Dark Blonde. It looks like this. This is another decluttering product. So far, out of 5 products, I'm only keeping 1. Doing really good. Alright, second box. Here we go. Whew. Okay, so I don't have all of my products in here, which is why I needed to do this declutter. So one thing I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, this is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Trio Quad and Silent Treatment. I've already decluttered my my eyeshadow palettes of this, and this survived it. So I am keeping this because I wanted to use this the next time I do my makeup, which won't be tomorrow, it'll be the next day. This is the Essence I Heart Stage eyeshadow base. It's just a very thin eyeshadow base. I don't prefer thick eyeshadow bases, so this is a product I will keep and I will continue to use because I actually really do like it. I use it every day, obviously. I don't like thick eyeshadow primers. I only like thin ones. But just keep in mind, my eyeshadow, like my eyes, I don't really need a thick primer to conceal everything, so that's why I prefer that. This is the Wet n Wild Eyelash Curler. I don't really notice a difference, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that and get somebody who likes eyelash curlers. Alright, so this is the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara, one of my favorite mascaras. I just have a mini version. Looks like that. I'm not parting ways with it. It's one of my favorite mascaras. This is the mascara I'm wearing today. It's the Maybelline Snapscara mascara in the shade Black Cherry. I don't usually prefer colored mascaras, but this one I actually like, and I'm going to keep. It's going to survive this declutter. I'm going to keep it because I actually do enjoy it, and I'm going to continue to use it. And this is the Colourpop Act Natural Defining Mascara. I have it in the shade Brown. Again, I don't like colored mascaras, but this one I don't really mind. I usually reach for this on natural days, so I'm going to keep it and I'm going to continue to love it. This is the LA Colors Eye Marker. Kai, what is Mickey Mouse doing? In the shade Black. I love my eye pens. I'm going to go ahead and swatch it. So it still has product in it. As you guys can see, I use it every day. I'm going to keep it and I'm going to continue to use it. Woo! Kind of doing good, kind of doing bad. Okay, I have 5 different liners in here. So let's go ahead and don't hug the TV. Alright, so this is a Smashbox eyeliner in the shade Emerald. I thought he had messed up the TV. I'm sorry. So I don't have very many high-end eyeliners, and this is a nice eyeliner. That is it right there. It's a nice colored eyeliner. I like colored eyeliners. I typically am always putting a different color eyeliner in my waterline, so I'm going to keep this. This is the Colourpop Creme Gel eyeliner in the shade Bay Breeze. It's more of a color, like a coral one. I really like the Creme Gel eyeliners, but you can get bad ones, just so you guys know. So that is it right there. I am going to keep it because I like Colourpop's formula. This is a Rimmel London Scandalized eyeliner in 005 Nude. I need to sharpen it, but I love this eyeliner. It's right there. It's really pretty and it stays in my waterline, and I typically reach for it on natural days. This is another Colourpop Creme Gel eyeliner in the shade Get Paid. It's kind of, I believe it's described as a rose gold color. These are very, very pigmented, like so pigmented. You can see how shiny that is. Again, I'm going to keep it. It's so unique. I don't have anything like this in my collection. And this is the Colourpop Creme Gel eyeliner in the shade Nocturnal. It's just a brown. It's actually what I'm wearing today. And I'm going to swatch it. But I am just going to tell you guys, I am going to keep it. I mean, it's really pretty. We'll talk about this later. Let's move on to my face products. So, doing pretty good. At least for me, I think I'm doing pretty good. But I have not even scratched the surface with some products. This is literally just like the top surface. So this is my Nivea Men Sensitive Post Shave Balm. I use this every day as a primer. I love it. I'm not parting ways with it. It was my favorite primer of last year. Not parting ways with that. Alright. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Contour in the shade Cafe au Soleil. I use this every day. I literally just use it on my cheeks for a contour, because if I use this anywhere else, it makes my face look very muddy. So that is it swatched. I am going to part ways with this. I'm going to throw it away because I don't think I actually have that much product left in here. It's just like I said, it just makes my face look really muddy if I put it on my forehead. So I'm going to toss that. I'm going to get rid of it. This is the LA Colors Illuminating Skin Enhancer in the shade Liquid Gold. This is another cream product I like to use on the everyday basis, but it's not really a gold in my opinion. It's definitely got a green tint to it, which I'm sure you can see. You can kind of see on camera. It's just probably because of all the lights. In person, you can actually see the green tint to it. So I'm going to actually part ways with this because I need to. This is my KKW Beauty Light Highlighter. I have it in the, obviously, the light shade. So this is completely used up. The light one side, this is light 2. This is literally all I have of it. I'm going to swatch it for you guys and show you guys. That is it right there. I am going to toss this because it's almost completely used up, so there's no point in keeping it. Oh god. This is my Maybelline Mineral Power Natural Perfecting Foundation in dark. I like to use this as like a skin tint. So I'm going to keep it. Stop, Kai. Honey. Totally forgot to mention that there are products that I already decluttered. I will go through that later. This is the LA Colors Contour Stick in the shade Light to Brighten. I use this as a concealer, actually. And I actually kind of like this. That's it swatched right there. So I am going to keep it just because I have been enjoying it. This is the Essence High Beauty Under Eye Brightening Concealer in the shade Peach Beige. I actually prefer this as a color corrector over my Lavender Drift Star color corrector. But that is that right there. This is my Wet n Wild Loose Highlighter in All Glown Up. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch this. I gotta be careful. Okay, it's pretty dark, which is why I'm gonna part ways with it. But it is it's so beautiful. The only reason I'm parting ways with it is because it's too dark for me. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer in Reserve Your Cabana. It's not a bronzer. I mean, that's not a bronzer. That's not a bronzer. But I'm gonna keep it, even though it's broken. I'm gonna keep it. And this is the Wet n Wild highlighter in Boozy Brunch. I have 2 of these. Again, it's broken. I've had it for a while. It's a little dark for me, but I promised myself I would only declutter 1 highlighter and keep trying to use the other ones up and try and find ways to make them work. So, yeah, I'm going to keep that. This is my Ulta palette I got in like a gift set. It's got a bronzer, a blush, and a highlight. I'm going to swatch the highlight too. I have obviously loved this little trio. It's just been it's really been really good. But obviously I've hit major pan on most of the products, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. This is my One Size Beauty Turn Up the Base Versatile Foundation Powder in medium 2. I love this stuff. This stuff is amazing. That is it swatched on the bottom. It's way too dark for me. I will be getting this in a better shade. But yeah, I love that powder foundation. So excited to keep using it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and readjust myself. I'll be right back. Okay, time to talk about this. I needed a drink. This is the Sultry Palette. This was my everyday palette for so long. You can see it's very, very well loved. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch all the shades that I can. And I am going to talk about this palette, actually, for you guys. So these are the first 4 shades. I really, really liked this palette. I did a giant Profusion Cosmetics order a few years ago, and I got this palette, and I really love these like mega palettes because I personally like mega palettes. I feel like are perfect for me to use on an everyday basis. And some of the shades in here are just to die for. And at the time that I started using this palette, again, those are the second 4 shades. I really was reaching for more sultry colors, like more grungy, like more darky colors, because I liked to pair these types of colors with the nude lips that I was really, really into because of that bare lip liner. But as I'm getting into wanting to try more palettes and more colors on my lips, and I've tried products like Anastasia Beverly Hills and Natasha Denona formulas and Charlotte Tilbury and Pat McGrath, I'm finding that while I loved this formula at first, it's not actually up to par with higher end products. And I mean, there's this one shade in here that just does not blend to save its life. It's the shittiest color ever. It's this ecstatic shade, and that is it swatched right there. You would think it would be a beautiful matte orange, but it's no, it's a shit. It's a piece of shit color. And even the colorful shades, just like these blues and these greens, aren't anywhere near what you would want. And I mean, like, I can get better in Natasha Denona, and I actually have colorful palettes from Natasha Denona. The one saving grace of this palette is that it has that matte black right there that I just swatched. So while I loved this palette when I first started using it, I have used it for so long and compared it to so many other eyeshadow formulas that I'm at the point now to where I'm going to go ahead and say this is just not a really good formula, and I'm going to part ways with it. Crazy. Okay, this is some more makeup in this bag. So this is just something I'm actually going to put up here because it's cute. I have my Tati Beauty Blendables. Not parting ways with these. Tati Beauty does not exist anymore. I will never part ways with those. This is a color switch. I don't ever use this, even though it's so good to have. I don't ever use it, so I'm just going to part ways with it. I always am typically washing my makeup brushes, so I'm just going to grab a handful of stuff and bring it out, and we'll go through it one by one. Alright, this is a Hard Candy and Marilyn Monroe glitter eyeliner in the shade, I think it's just a glitter liner. I've never used this, and from that swatch, I don't think I ever will, just because, like, I'm gonna just go ahead and give that to somebody else. Maybe my niece or something, I don't know, because that's just, no. This is the Hard Candy Bold Color Mascara in the shade Staycation. Again, I don't like colored mascaras, so while this was fun to have while I had it and I used it a few times, I am going to part ways with it just because I don't want to reach for it. This is the Beauty Benefits Vava Voom Volumizing Mascara. I think I got this from Dollar Tree. This is just a weird mascara, so I'm going to part ways with this one also. I'm going to obviously throw them away, but... This is the e.l.f. Shape and Stay Brow Pencil. It's just a clear brow pencil. I've never actually used this, so I'm going to put it in my everyday kit to try. This is LA Colors' Metallic Liquid Liner in Metallic Blue. I have a bunch of these, and I don't think I have ever used them. And I mean, like, I would love to actually use these, so I don't know. I'm going to set that aside for right now. This is the Colourpop Crumb Gel Eyeliner in the shade Cherry Pie. I've used this a few times. I love this. I will not part ways with that. That is such a beautiful red liner. This is Maybelline's Lasting Drama Light Liner in the shade Shiny Bronze. I like the formula on this. It's a lot like the Colourpop one, actually. If the formula-wise. So I'm going to keep this. Stop trying to break that. This is the LA Colors Metallic Liner in Metallic Rose Gold. I'm just going to keep these metallic liners out for right now, and as I go through them, I'm going to decide what to do with them, I think. Actually, this one, I'm going to go ahead and toss because it feels pretty dried out, and I don't think I can really do much with it. This is the LA Colors Auto Eyeliner in the shade White. It's always good to have a white liner. Not all the time am I going to want to reach for a nude liner. I do like white liners, so I'm going to keep that and put that in my everyday kit. This is my Rimmel London Scandalized Eyeliner in... This is the sparkling black one, I believe. I love the formula of these also. And it is sparkling. It's got glitter in it. It's really pretty. So I'm going to keep that. This is the Jessie's Girl Liquid Liner. I believe this is white. Yes, this is white. So while I would have loved to have had the black one, I had the white one. Never used it. We'll probably never use it. So I'm going to toss it. This is the Milani Stay Put Matte Eyeliner in Safari Matte. I've used this once, and I love it. I want the black one, though, because I don't reach for it, because when it dries, it is pretty obviously green, but for some reason I want to keep it because I actually feel like I could make it work as a black. So, and it is really pretty, so I'm going to keep that. Okay, I picked out some more. Alright, this is the, I've never opened this, this is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Hello Halo Liquid Highlighter in the shade Rosy and Ready. I'm going to keep this. Yeah, I bet that did hurt. You just went head first into your TV. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Liquid Liner. This is in the shade Rose Gold. I had the black one, and I loved it. I am going to keep this, I think, just because I want to, and it is really pretty. And I'm going to try and make some of these work. This is the Metallic Liquid Liner from LA Colors in Metallic Lavender. And I'm going to toss this because, again, it just doesn't spread out the way I want it. So I'm going to toss this. This is the Koki eyeliner in the shade Velvet Smooth. This is the Velvet Smooth eyeliner in the shade Champagne. I am going to keep it because I haven't actually used it that much. So I want to actually try and get use out of it. This is the Dior Show Perfume Mascara. I am going to toss this because I don't like perfumed mascaras. And look at that wand. So I'm going to get rid of this because it's just not my cup of tea. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow or Mega Liner and Metallic Liquid Liner in the shade Skull Prayer. This is a few years old, so I don't think it's going to swatch very good, and I'm kind of correct. I'm going to toss this because it is a few years old. It's that right there. I didn't use this ever as a liner. I only would ever use it as an inner corner highlight, from what I remember at least. This is the Maybelline Master Precise Ink Metallic Liquid Liner in Stellar Sands. I don't remember ever using this either. Wow. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm going to keep that. That is pretty. I'm going to keep this and try and use it. This is the Jeffree Star Automatic Eyeliner and Armored Truck. Yeah. I think that it actually broke. Yeah. I'm going to toss that because it's broken. Okay, getting some more products out. And I got a pencil sharpener, which I needed. Okay, so that is everything. Okay, this is the Maybelline Master Precise Ink Metallic Liner in the shade Violet Nova. I'm going to swatch it right next to it so I can tell. Okay, I'm going to keep these because even though they're colored, they're really pretty, and I just want to give them a try. I think I'm going to toss this blue because I don't ever see myself using it. This is the Ioniq eyeliner in black. It was for the longest time my black eyeliner pencil, and I'm going to keep it because it's beautiful. This is the Colourpop Brut Flute Super Shock Cheek. I hit pan on this so hardcore. I'm gonna go ahead and keep that because it's really, really pretty. It's just a dark shade for me, but I've found ways to make it work. I like darker blushes, and the kind of blush that always looks good on me actually is this undertone, so yay for me. This is the Maybelline Lasting Drama Eyeliner Pencil in 900 Rusty Terracotta. Wow, that's actually really pretty, so I'm going to keep this also to try and use these up. I'm going to put these right here. That's some lash glue and some... This is the Maybelline Lasting Drama Gel Pencil in Silken Turquoise. I love the formula of these, so I don't think I'm going to actually part ways with this because I do love the formula of that, and I reach for colored eyeliners over colored mascara any day of the week. That is my spoolie and you broke it. Oh my god. Kai! Why? And this is the LA Colors Metallic Liquid Liner in the shade Metallic Gold. Dude, you are spoiled. Can you not? Okay. Okay. This is the only one I'm gonna keep because it's beautiful. Kai. That is really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and fix this area up. I'll be right back. I want to show you guys some products I just was slowly decluttering in preparation for this video. I am getting rid of this e.l.f. bronzing brush because I'm getting rid of this Profusion Mini Rubies little quad. The formula on this is really, really good. I really like it, and I would be keeping it if this shade wasn't shattered. I'm getting rid of this Hard Candy Stroke of Gorgeous liner in the shade Shimmer Don't Whine. It just doesn't show up on me. This is another e.l.f. like shaped whatever brow pencil. I just don't need two. Why did it get so dark all of a sudden? And this is the All My Long Lasting Brow Color in Dark Blonde. Just don't use it. Okay, now we're going through my everyday palettes, and I'm gonna have to stop and reorganize. So I promised myself I would get rid of one of these, and I have a feeling I know which one I'm going to get rid of because I'm pretty happy with my declutter. So this is the Hard Candy Marilyn Monroe palette. It looks like this. It has the 6 shadows, and it has a blush, and it has a highlight. I don't use the blush or the highlight. They suck. I will swatch them so you guys can see. So I just use this as a complete eye palette. I'm going to keep this just because I actually haven't used, ironically, every single shade in this palette. I've only really reached for the same shades, so I'm going to start challenging myself to try and reach for the other shades so I can know exactly what I think of this palette, and I can declutter it, or I can keep it again in a future declutter, because I want to do more declutter type videos. Just because I bring in so much makeup, I need to be decluttering my collection. So that is the whole palette, and it is really pretty, but when I swatch it, it's just really lackluster. So like I said, I'm going to continue to keep this and use it, but just from the swatches, I don't see it surviving very many more declutters. Just going to say that now. Alright, this is the palette I think I am going to declutter. It's the Ellie Colors Berry Kiss Eye Palette. And let me just talk about why I want to declutter this palette. So these are the first 3 shades. So I actually enjoyed this palette, and I still do enjoy it. I usually use that as a face highlight. I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, it is really, really pretty, but what made me want to declutter this is the further down colors, and I'll show you in the swatch. Okay, so that purple and that pink, let's break my arm. They swatch horrible, and when I look at this palette, those are the colors I want to reach for, and you can even tell with this purple hard pan from, like, you can literally see the hard pan in my camera. So yeah, it's just such a big disappointment. It really, really is. And I mean, this shade is what makes me be like, oh, do I want to declutter it? But I can't keep a palette just for one really good creamy shade, so I think I'm going to declutter that. So I'm going to put it over there in the declutter pile, and I have my soft glam palette over there. I'm not decluttering that. Not happening. So that is, I think, going to be the one palette I declutter, but we'll have to wait and see, because I promised myself I would declutter one, at least. This is my Jeffree Star Cosmetics little magnetic palette. One of the shades is broken in here. This is a custom palette that I curated from singles from Jeffree Star. And I mean, I love Jeffree Star's eyeshadow formula. It's probably one of the best formulas out there, in my personal opinion. So whenever I reach for this, I'm typically reaching for the pinks that I curated in this palette, because I just think that his eyeshadow formula is just by far the best. And I do have other colors from his singles, but I mean, it's a curated custom magnetic palette. So even though I swatched them to show you guys the colors, I'm not going to get rid of it, because again, it's a custom palette. I made it myself. So it would just be weird if I would get rid of the shades that I literally picked out for myself. And I would not be able to fault Jeffree Star for that. This is the Mini Blood Sugar palette. You guys probably know I'm not parting ways with this. This is my favorite palette ever. It has such a good formula. Those are the first 3. I mean, I use so many of these colors just on a regular, not filming basis. And I can show you the kind of look I go for this palette when I use this palette when I'm not filming. And I mean, like, that Wisdom shade, which I'm swatching, I don't have anything like this red in my collection for eyeshadows. Yes, guys. So I love the fact that he made this into the Blood Sugar palette into a mini. Like, just like, for me, this is my neutral warm tone palette that I love. Ty is singing to Mickey Mouse. But that doesn't bother nobody. By the way, my LED light might die. But yeah, I'm gonna keep this just because it's my favorite palette. I have no shame in that. He's shaking his butt to Mickey Mouse. Yes, baby. Okay, this is the Star Ranch palette. This was in the mystery boxes for summer last year of 2021. And this is what it looks like. This is just, it's a good palette. I like it, so I'm not going to get rid of it because I do like it. It's just, this was not what I would imagine seeing that cover from Jeffree Star, but since we are almost a year out after this palette was released, I can see why he did it like this, just because a few months after this came out, he ended up releasing the Pink Religion collection. So it would have been very anticlimactic for him to release a mini pink palette and then have the Pink Religion collection come out. I don't think that a lot of people would have bought the Pink Religion palette if he had done that. And at the same time, some of these colors, I'm not gonna lie, I think were left over from Blue Blood, because I mean, like, those are Blue Blood colors. And I mean, they swatched like the Blue Blood palette. So I do think that these colors were left over from Blue Blood, and that's why we got what we got. Right, I got 5 more palettes, and this is the bigger magnetic palette from Jeffree Star. It's the 28 pan, I think is what it is, or 30 pan, I don't know. Again, custom shades. So most of these are Jeffree Star shades. I have 2 shades from Colourpop in here, so I am going to swatch them just to show you guys. Kai, what are you doing? I mean, really pretty. I feel weird doing this just because, like, I'm not going to declutter a palette that I curated for myself, because when I bought the single shades, I obviously had my taste in mind. And I was obviously trying to make my perfect palette, and that is what I did. I have, you know, tons of... Kai, stop. I'm not replacing this TV if you break it, dude. I mean, I can't replace everything that you break. I have, you know, the ability in this palette to dive into neutrals. I have the ability to dive into colors, and I even have a glitter in here. I'm going to show you. It's from Colourpop. And, of course, Colourpop is beautiful. I mean, guys, like, I don't know where it cut off. I really don't. I don't know. So I'm just going to recap. I'm keeping my magnetic 28 palette from Jeffree Star. I did swatch all of them. I'm not swatching them again. And this is the mini controversy palette from Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. I'm keeping this. Like I said, I don't know where it cut off. This is the Berry Kiss palette. Or Berry Kiss. This is a Peach Fizz palette and from LA Colors. And I'm almost done swatching it. I just like the formula of this one better, and honestly, this seems very fall to me. Like, this is very fall. So I'm going to keep this, and so far I'm just going to get rid of the Berry Kiss palette, which I'm okay with just getting rid of one palette from my everyday collection because I love every single shadow palette in my everyday collection. Except for this one. This is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Mini Orgy palette. I'm going to keep this one because I don't want to get rid of a palette that I haven't really adventured with. And what I mean by that is, if I get this palette out and I'm trying to force myself to use it, I don't ever force myself to use it. I typically will take these 2 shades and just use them as face highlights. And I need to stop doing that. I need to venture and use the other shades as shadows. So that is why I'm going to keep this palette, and I'm going to attempt to force myself to use it the way it's supposed to be used, which is as a shadow palette. It's a little powdery, actually. Like I said, I mean, these shades have mostly only been swatched except for the top row. That's crazy. But I have so much makeup that, I mean, it just happens. Sometimes makeup falls into the cracks. This is one of the palettes that has fallen into the cracks, and I'm keeping it to try and get it out of the cracks and see what I think about it. Alright, and I don't think he actually makes a mini orgy palette anymore. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I got mine from Beautylish. I didn't get mine from his website. Sparkle everywhere. This I'm keeping. It's the Mini Breaker palette. It's my favorite colorful palette. I'm not gonna lie. I love having this palette just because, like, I actually have a extra palette that I got in a mystery box, and I am putting it in a giveaway. But this is my favorite color palette. Oh wait, my LED light might die. Sorry, just gonna have to deal with it. This one did die, so I'm gonna have shit lighting. But, I mean, this is just such a good palette. And like I said, I love Jeffree's eyeshadow formula. It's just so amazing. I think that his eyeshadow formula is my favorite from him out of all the formulas he has. This is the last row right there. Again, I mean, such amazing palette. I love it. And like I said, I do have a mini breaker and a giveaway. If you're curious about that, just subscribe to my channel. I always have giveaways going on. It goes off of when I hit a certain amount of subscribers, so that is how I do it. I have the next 5 palettes from my everyday collection, and let's go ahead. This is the Weirdo Palette, so this is what it looks like. I love this palette. I know not a lot of people do, just because of like how the colors here are very, very similar in most of this. But I love this palette. I do. I don't know why, but my soul reaches for this palette. Like, I love the palette. I love the palette. I love the aesthetic of it. I love all the looks I make whenever I'm reaching for this palette, and I don't ever have to force myself to use this palette, and that's something that speaks highly. If you have a palette that you are reaching for and you don't have to force yourself to reach for it, you just get excited every time you have it in your lap, like, that is saying something. And I love the fact that he paid homage to his younger days when he did this palette. I mean, like, that's just, like, so, like, I can't even with this palette. I just love it so much. And I love the unicorn, how it feels like wood. I love it. So, I'm just not parting ways with this, and I don't ever know if I ever can, honestly. I love all of my Jeffree Star palettes in their own way. I just love the formula. This is the Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star Mini Controversy palette. This is the Emerald Edition palette. It looks like that. So this is a lot like the other Mini Controversy palette. I'm going to try and swatch these a little bit lower so you guys can see the palette. Whereas it is a palette that I don't reach for a lot of the colors, just because this color story honestly just isn't my forte. It's a little hard for me to reach for it, but the formula is so amazing. I know when I am reaching for it, I'm going to create a beautiful look. So that's why I'm having such a hard time with these palettes. Because even though I don't like Shane Dawson, and I don't watch Shane Dawson, and I don't support Shane Dawson, I have the palette, and I don't want to get rid of it because I haven't actually used every single shade. So that is why I'm going to go ahead and keep this palette, but I mean, like I said, I'm going to try and do more declutters so my makeup collection doesn't get so out of hand, because I am bringing so much makeup in. So I don't know how many declutters that is going to survive is what I am saying. Alright, this is another palette. I don't know how many declutters it's going to survive. The only reason I want to keep it is because it's high-end. This is the Rare Beauty Magnetic Spirit Eyeshadow Palette. I got it on sale at Sephora. It's a all shimmer palette, which anybody that knows me, this is my favorite shade in this palette, by the way, guys, knows that I am not a fan of all shimmer palettes. I think that an all shimmer palette is just so hard. to just incorporate into your everyday routine and use up and justify being able to spend the money on it, because typically you're using 1 to 2 shimmers in a look, you know, your lid shade, and you're using a brow bone highlight. So that's why I find this palette just like so hard for me to justify the price, even though like that's beautiful. The formula on it is great. The shadows themselves are beautiful. I just find it hard to have a all shimmer palette because you're not really going to go through it, which is why I'm glad I got it on sale also. I mean, I don't like all shimmer palettes. I don't. But I like all matte palettes. All matte palettes you can justify because, I mean, like, you're using, like, what, 3 at minimum eyeshadows in the crease? And usually you're going to reach for a matte brown for your crease. So, I mean, like, that you can justify. I don't think anybody is using any shades from that magnetic palette from Rare Beauty in their crease. If you are, please let me know. This is my Kylie Cosmetics Bronze Palette. I got this out a few months ago, and I'm gonna just shut up and swatch this. Oh god, I'm not even a good YouTuber because then I'm gonna be kicked off the possibility of ever being able to be on Kylie's PR list. I don't like this palette. Yes, I know it's an old palette and she probably has a different formula. I actually like, I guess I should reward it. I like the palette, but you'll see in the swatches, it's just very lackluster compared to other eyeshadows that I have. And it is pretty powdery, it's pretty dusty. But I have really enjoyed using this palette. That's the issue I'm having. I mean, I'm not parting ways with it because it's Kylie. It's just, it's very lackluster, in my opinion. I have other palettes with a better formula that I'm reaching for on a more daily basis than this one. Can you not hit that TV? Stop it, you child. So let's go ahead and get this off and move on. This is the Laura Lee Los Angeles Sleigh Bow palette. Kai got into it. Don't judge me. He just wants to be like his mommy. He sees his mommy using makeup and he just wants to be like his mommy. So you can't fault him for that. That's my fault. You can't get this anymore. This was a limited edition palette that I knew I was getting when it came out because holy hell, it was gorgeous. I actually got the highlighters also from this collection, but I think it had lips also. I didn't get the lips. I love this palette, actually. It's a little hard to work with because it's very limited in shades. But the formula on it is very, very beautiful. It's a nice palette. I like it. It was limited edition. I'm not parting ways with it. I'm sorry. It's just really, really pretty, and I'm going to keep it. And I'm excited to try Laura Lee Los Angeles products some more, so I'm going to go ahead and go off camera. I'll be right back. Here are the next 5 from my everyday collection. This is the Laura Lee Los Angeles Boss Babe palette. I have the Party Animal palette somewhere. I don't know where it is. Again, I just really enjoy this palette. It's a neutral palette, so it is more of a safe palette, as you can say. And the formula on it's honestly not that bad. I don't think she sells these anymore, so there's that also. But it's really pretty. I mean, it is really, really pretty. So, like I said, I'm only trying to declutter one eyeshadow palette from my everyday kit. So I think I'm just going to keep it at that Berry Kiss and keep this. This is the Unconditional Love palette from Dominique Cosmetics. This was I think it was a limited edition holiday palette for last year, which is 2021. This is gorgeous. I lusted after this so hard when it first came out. I knew I was going to get it. I love Dominique Cosmetics' formula. Kristen Dominique here on YouTube is so beautiful. I love this palette. I love the looks I create with this palette. This is another one of those palettes that I don't have to force myself to use. I get subconsciously excited when I see it in my kits. It's just like the formula on it is gorgeous, and I absolutely love the fact that this shade right here is called Jaden. That's her son's name. I resonate with her so much because we both had our sons young. You know, she had Jaden. I had Kai pretty young. I actually have 2 kids now. She only has Jaden. Like, bitch. But, you know, can't really. You gotta deal with the cards you're dealt in life. But that glitter, though, like, that is insanely beautiful. And, I mean, like, I always want to dip into that glitter every time I open this palette. But I don't. But, yeah, so, this is never leaving my collection, ever, obviously. I just hopefully sold you guys on it, because it's honestly not a bad palette. If you can still get it, I don't even know if you can still get it. It's not a bad palette at all. The glitter on it is amazing. I mean, like, I already have glitter on my hand, and I probably will continue to have glitter on my hand until I shower. Yeah, that's that for me. Alright, this is the Glam, or Shein, Holiday Glitz Bliss palette. This was their holiday palette from last year, which is 2021. The packaging on this is what sold me. It's a little cheap feeling, but this is the palette. I actually dipped into this in my earlier look I did today. So pretty. Like I said, it's a little, like, the packaging is a little cheap, but I really like it. I really like the colors. I am very happy I got this palette. I have not dove into the shimmers yet, so I remember Tati was talking about it, and she said that this palette was a little lackluster. I don't think it's lackluster, but we're all different people. I mean, Tati is the age of my older sister, so obviously don't do that. Obviously, Tati and I aren't going to be wanting the same thing, I guess is what you could say. Our makeup preferences are quite different. The only thing I would say about this palette is okay, on camera, it does look lackluster on camera. I feel like it could use for more mattes in this palette. It could use for darker mattes aside from this one. I guess, like, it is a... I think the shimmers are gorgeous, so I don't know why people would say it was lackluster. Maybe on camera with the lights on it, it seems lackluster, but I like it. And I'm not going off of how it looks on camera. I'm going off of how it looks in real life. Okay, Manny MUA. If you ever see this, don't hate me. This is the Morphe and Manny MUA palette. I hate it. I'm sorry. I hate it. I hate Morphe's formula. I love Manny MUA. He is funny as hell, and I love his formula. I love his brand. I just don't like Morphe's formula, and my light just died. I don't know why people do either. I'm sorry, guys. My light died. So I'm going to have to deal with shitty lighting for the rest of this video. But that is, like, I don't know why people like Morphe's formula. I will continue to try Morphe's formula. I have a trio from Morphe that I can't remember how I feel about it. I go watch Mickey. I can't remember how I feel about it. I will have to get it back out and try it. Alright, but I fell in love with this palette when I saw it, which is why it sucks. It just sucks that I feel like I got either a dud or do you have to hit me? I don't know. The highlight shades, though, are perfect colors for me, and I love the fact that there is a shade named Nova. My mother's name is Nova. I mean, I'm wearing the highlights today. I used this palette today. Obviously, I will use it. It's just not... I'm keeping it because it's Manny MUA and it's got marble on it. I love marble. I hate Morphe, and I think that Morphe did Manny MUA wrong, honestly, with this palette, because this palette is very lackluster and very shitty. and it was not worth, I think I paid $15 for it? I don't remember, but it was not worth my dollars. This was worth my dollars. This is the Soft Glam. Are you okay? You just headbutted me. This is the Soft Glam 2 palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is awesome. I absolutely love this. I have it in my kit for tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. I'm not going to do makeup tomorrow because I was planning to do this video tomorrow. So, this is in my kit for whenever I do makeup next, which is probably going to be the day after tomorrow. I love Anastasia's quality of shadows. I think that Anastasia's quality of shadows is on par with Natasha Denona. I mean, that's, you can't really tell because my lights are dead. Go figure, both my lights would die in this video. But yeah, I mean, I'm not getting rid of this. I literally just got this, I think in January, so I'm not getting rid of this. I love this palette. I'm literally putting it right there to use in a couple days. These are the last 5 palettes of my everyday kit, and then we're going to begin the reclutter process. This is the e.l.f. Cookies and Dreams palette. This is funny. This is a funny story. So I wasn't actually going to get this palette. I wasn't interested in the colors. It just didn't draw me in, even though I love e.l.f.'s bite-sized shadow formula. But I am a makeup addict, and when I was in store in Walmart, I had some money. I had like a couple $100s on me. So I was in store because I had some cash. My parents always make sure I have cash. So when I was in store, I was purchasing the e.l.f. Cookies and Dream collection because I wanted to put it on my channel. And I was there and they had the whole collection, which usually I'm the last to the party. So I was so surprised to be able to get the whole collection. I didn't get the whole collection, but they had the whole collection. I saw the palette and I was like, well, I'm here, might as well buy it. So I bought it, and I brought it home, and without even swatching it, I was like, I can already tell that this is going to be a palette I'm going to declutter soon. I compared this to Natasha Denona's formula, and this bitch is on par with Natasha Denona's formula. It's amazing, and I just want to point out, Natasha Denona is literally $25 for 5-pan. This is $10, or you can get their 4-pan bite-sized shadows for like $4. And I mean, like, it's really, really good. Packaging is shit, it's cheap, but it's like $4. I think the Cookies and Dream palette is like $10, if I remember correctly, and you get the 8 shades. Alright, this hurts my soul. This is the Natasha Denona Star palette. I'm keeping it in its unicorn because Mama's gonna get every dollar out of this palette. It looks like this. It's really, really, really stupid expensive. It's just 2 9-pans put together. It has a warm and a cool tone side. So I've only used this once, and I've only actually used a couple shades from it. So hi. So that's why one of the reasons why I'm not getting rid of it. You're killing me. You're killing me. So, like I said, I am only getting rid of palettes that I've used every single shade from. But I want to swatch this so you can see Natasha's formula. Can you stop pulling my hair? Like, I'm already losing hair. I don't need you pulling it. Ow, ow! But like I said, I'm only trying to get rid of palettes that I've actually used every single shadow from, which is a lot of palettes. I just got this palette, so that's shouldn't surprise anybody that I haven't used every single shade. I've only used this palette like once. So now I'm going into the cool tone side. This is the side I actually use. So a couple of these shades. I just wanted to swatch this because I want you guys to be able to see Natasha's formula in case you are interested in Natasha Denona shadows, because I love Natasha Denona shadows for the quality, the expensive, like you get that feeling, but at the same time, between you and me, just as like me getting you talk as a girl, No one is going to look at your eyeshadow look throughout the day and say, oh my gosh, the shadow you're using is Natasha Denona. But that's just reality, is nobody is going to look at your shadow and say, you spent $189 on your palette. Good for you. You know, no one is going to do that. So it don't matter if you're using e.l.f. shadows or Natasha Denona shadows. No one is really going to be able to point out the difference. It just depends on your forte, I guess. Again, I've only used this palette once and I paid like $189 for it. So clearly it's not going nowhere. This is the second most expensive palette in my collection. It's the Charlotte's Tilbury Instant Eyes Pillow Talk palette. I paid $75 for this. And these are honestly shades I reach for. I hauled this last month, so again, I only have used this once. But I want to go ahead and swatch it for you guys, so you guys can see the colors in case you're interested in this palette. I mean, Sephora is about to do their VIB sale at the beginning of April. My birthday. Woohoo! So I would like to at least be able to help some people out from either purchasing or not purchasing this palette, or even any Charlotte Tilbury palettes. I have two Charlotte Tilbury palettes. I have like a little 6-pan that's over there somewhere. It's not going to be in this video. I haven't even used it yet. But this again is, like I said, a palette I literally just hauled. I've used it once. I'm not parting ways with the palette that I've only used once and I paid $75 for. I mean, ooh, that shade did not get swatch very well. But yeah, again, $75 palette I've only used once. Hi. So I'm not parting ways with this because I've only used it once. Yes, Kai, I know you like your TV. I'm very, very glad Mommy bought you something you like. Like this. I think the packaging on this is a little cheap, to be completely honest, for a $75 palette, but that's just me. This is the other luxury palette in my collection. It's the Pat McGrath Bridgerton palette. It was $65. I am not a fan of Bridgerton. I don't give a fuck about that show. I've never seen it. I will never watch it. But this Morgan Turner sold me on this palette because of this blue shade right here, which you will see. Hi, buddy. It's so unique. Alright, and she just recently announced she's doing a round 2 with Bridgerton, and that palette is very lackluster looking, at least to me, but it has a gold in it, and I don't have very many Pat McGrath palettes, so I'm gonna pick it up, just because I'd rather pay $65 for 6 pans of eyeshadow than $65 for 4 pans of eyeshadow, which I have paid $65 for 4 pans of eyeshadow for Pat McGrath. But this also has a mirror, and I actually am a fan of the packaging. It's not that bad. This I have not used yet. I just actually hauled it. And it's the Juvia's Place Warrior 2 palette. It's ginormous. I've never even swatched this, so I'm not going to get rid of it, but I am going to swatch it for you guys. Am I going to get in trouble if I say Juvia's Place? This palette is not swatching very good? Juvia's Place is the one that Nikki Tutorials put on the map, right? You almost dropped it. I mean, I love the pan size. Pan size is awesome. This is an all matte palette. Is it supposed to be all matte? I don't remember. This is not swatching the best, you guys. Maybe it's because I just swatched my luxury palettes, but this is not it. This isn't. Maybe this black will bring it back. And that I actually kind of like. Okay, that black, wow. Oh my god. Bottom row saves it for me. Bottom row, like that is great. So obviously I just hauled this, and I literally told you guys I just watched this for the first time right now on camera with you guys. So I'm not decluttering this, even though I was just talking shit. Yeah, so not gonna get rid of that. So I'm already at an hour. Alright, I'm gonna go off camera, fix some stuff up, and we'll be back for the reclutter part. Alright, we are back, and I have gotten the products I am putting into my little everyday kit that I'm going to be trying over the next couple of months, and then we will do another declutter. I don't know how I'm going to do this because I don't want to hit cut. Alright, so obviously I'm putting this in here because I told you guys I was going to use this in a couple of days. So, put in that there. I am going to try out this Profusion Cosmetics Chocolates palette because these are the colors I've really been wanting recently, is more neutral, natural colors. This is a completely untouched palette. I'm so excited to give this palette a try. It just like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of shimmers, there's not a lot of mattes, which is kind of concerning to me. But I am going to be doing in a couple of days a full swatch video on this, so stay tuned for that. That is exciting. I have some other products I'm going to be bringing into this, so I'm going to have to go off camera again, but that's another story. I am going to be doing a vampire black lip lately because I've been feeling like dark. Just, you know, my relationship ended and I'm not looking for anybody right now to have a relationship with, so I just want to have fun with makeup and have fun with myself and live for my kids, and I am going to be wearing this as a lip pencil. It's going to be so much fun. The looks I'm going to create, it's going to be awesome. It's a hard candy lip liner, and this is the matching liquid lipstick in Midnight Snack. It's got some glitter into it. I thought it was a matte black, but it's not. I mean, it's a matte. It's called Mattaholic, so of course I would think it was matte. But I'm also going to combine it with this gloss from Jeffree Star Cosmetics, which I love the formula of, called 6 Feet Under. I'm going to take some pictures with this little combo on in a couple of days, and I'm going to post it on my Instagram, so be sure to check that out. Okay, I already told you guys I have a couple of these. This is the Wet n Wild Hello Halo Liquid Highlighter in the shade Rosy and Ready. I am excited to give this formula a try. It's very pink, which I'm not really keen on pink highlights, but it's a liquid. It's a liquid. You can't get mad at a liquid. Okay, so for brows, I'm going to be using the Wonder Brow in the shade Blonde. I feel like this is gonna be crazy. Honestly, it's a little cool tone for me. I prefer my brows to be a little more warm tone, but whatever, I'm gonna make it work. You'll have to tune in to see about that. And I'm gonna combine it with this Ioniq brow gel in dark brown anyways. I'm gonna try and swatch this. Okay, yeah. See, this is too dark for me, and that Wonder Brow is too light. So maybe if I combine them together, it'll make a good color. Okay, I am going to be using this Colourpop No Filter Finishing Powder in the shade Fair. Still have it for the box. Alright, and I still have this on it, wow. I'm going to use this as an under eye powder because, I mean, like, look at that. That's perfect for an under eye powder. So I'm going to put that there to throw stuff away. I mean, like, this is a perfect color. And I mean, you saw my W7 powder. I used it all up. I just went in there and I found this, so you guys didn't see it. This is the W7 Set It Up Pressed Finishing Powder. I used to use this for my under eyes. I'm getting rid of this because I had made your pan on it, and I'm replacing it with that Colourpop powder. Okay, so I'm replacing that Ulta Palette with this. This is the Rimmel London and Kate Moss. I found this in my collection, never been used, so I figured I'd bring it out to try it. It's in the shade Coral Glow, which has got a bronzer, a blush, and a highlight. This highlight hopefully is better than the Ulta one. Okay. I have a very, very bad feeling I'm not gonna like this. Just gonna put that out there, because it's very, very light, and I actually prefer my face products a little bit like in the medium range, to be completely honest. Right, and this is the thing I'm most excited about. I'm gonna put that right there so you can't mess with it. I'm bringing 3 highlighters into my collection for my everyday kit, and these are the 3. I am bringing this little hard candy baked bronzer in the shade Tiki, because I had extras of these, and I was like, why let them sit in my little kit and not do anything with them? Why not put them in my palette or my everyday collection? And I know I was going to be doing this Declutter soon, so I was like, perfect timing. This is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in the shade Be My Highlight, which I don't know. They probably have more shades now, but I don't own any other shade. But this one, I mean, you can't really see. The light is dead. I mean, yeah. You can't really see these products. And this is the Physicians Formula Butter Highlight in Champagne. My son just ripped something off. Oh my god. Oh my god. That feels amazing. Okay, excited the most about the Physicians Formula, to be completely honest. So anyways, let me grab another wipe. I think I did really good getting rid of some stuff. I got rid of a lot of stuff. So again, this is supposed to signify a new chapter for me and everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you stayed to the end with this hour-long video. And I hope it inspired you, I guess, to do your own declutter, because, you know, I have way too big of a makeup collection, and I need to be decluttering with as much products as I'm now bringing in. I need to do declutters every so often to make sure my collection doesn't get as out of hand as what it was. So I'm very happy with what I've decluttered. I mean, I've got a lot of product over here to go through and decide if I'm throwing it away or giving it away. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Of course, like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell. All that social media great stuff. And I'm going to go, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye, guys.